There was a stretch of YouTube history where the biggest videos on the platform weren't story times or full of drama or just clip farms. They were full production music videos of grown adults singing about Cap'n Crunch, throwing chairs, and calling girls predators, in the exact same visual styles as songs you would see on the Billboard Hot 100. Creators like Bart Baker, Key of Awesome, Wasabi Productions, Venetian Princess, they weren't just making funny songs, they were the shadow versions of the biggest pop videos out in the early 2010s, and for a few years, they were everywhere. Then, almost overnight, that entire lane kinda just stopped. So today, sit back as we look back on the music video parody era of YouTube. So let's start off with understanding why these videos kind of just worked in general. First thing you gotta understand is what we call the mainstream mirror. Creators like Bart Baker and the Key of Awesome weren't just making joke songs. They were matching the actual production value of the real thing. When a Katy Perry or Taylor Swift video dropped, their parody felt like the official alternate universe version. They had the same lighting setups, the same costumes most of the time, even the same camera movements, just with the lyrics completely unhinged. They made them feel legitimate in a way a guy with a webcam and a guitar never could. Bart's Dark Horse parody still sits at nearly 200 million views. His I Knew You Were Trouble parody is over 100 million. These weren't just niche internet jokes, they were competing for the same attention as real artists. Then you had the collaborative surge. This was peak YouTube house and constant cameo era. Wasabi's Call Me Maybe parody, still their most viewed video by the way, at around 145 million views, is a perfect example. That cross-pollination shoved these things onto the trending tab hard. It wasn't one channel's audience, it was 3 or 4 channels' audiences all at once. And the music itself was basically designed to be parodied. Early 2010s pop was pure earworm territory. Heavy synths, massive drops, super clean hooks. Once a song was already stuck in everyone's head, the parody lyrics just glued themselves on top. It was already also a very divisive time in music. While some fans of the original artists would watch a lot of these parodies, a lot of it was actually by people who enjoyed clowning on them. The reason Carly Rae Jepsen, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, and all of those parodies work so well is it because it served literally the same format of the original song, just designed for the people who didn't originally like it or never would have listened to it. It's pretty genius. Reddit still has people quoting, "Let's punch Captain Crunch and then we'll eat his face for lunch." And I'm not afraid to throw a chair. 15 years later, those lines are still living rent-free in most people's heads. That's not an accident. It was literally designed to be stuck in your head on purpose. What started as green screens and cheap costumes turned into a full-blown competition. Bart Baker was renting the same types of sets and wardrobes that the actual artists were using. Key of Awesome was doing the same. It became this arms race of who can be the most accurate while also being the most absurd. The closer it looked to the real video, the funnier the contrast hit when the lyrics went completely off the rails. These weren't just $200 videos anymore. A lot of them were 10K, 20K plus productions. And for a while, the views justified it. But then the money side flipped. Content ID got much more aggressive, and labels started claiming the majority, sometimes even as much as 100%, of the ad revenue on these videos, even when the parody was clearly transformative. Fair use is a legal defense you can fight in court, but YouTube's system defaults to the rights holder. And then it becomes the classic case of small guy versus multi-million-dollar studio in court. And suddenly, these expensive productions weren't profitable anymore. Bart Baker himself made a video in 2017 basically saying the quiet part out loud. The parodies were no longer paying for themselves, Maker Studios was out of the picture, and the AdSense changes, especially around family-friendly content during the adpocalypse, were crushing the channel. And he wasn't the only one. The math just stopped working. Compare that to today. The dominant style is lo-fi, one person talking to a camera in their bedroom. Commentary, story times, whatever. It's cheaper, it's faster, the algorithm likes the authentic feel, and the creator keeps almost all of the revenue most of the time. The high-budget music spectacles got replaced by something that was both more sustainable and, honestly, more profitable. Looking back, the music video parody era feels just like peak 2010s YouTube optimism. It was loud, collaborative, a little chaotic, and way more ambitious than it had any right to be. These creators were essentially making competing music videos against the biggest pop stars in the world. And for a few years, they were winning the attention war. Personally, I just miss the sheer commitment of it. There's something kind of beautiful about a group of people just deciding, yeah, we're gonna match the lighting and wardrobe of a $2 million music video just so we can sing about cereal. I mean, that kind of energy just doesn't really exist in the same way anymore on YouTube. Even if some of these same creators are making the same kind of content, it just won't ever work the same way with how copyright works in the algorithm now. Unless you want to go through the process of getting the rights, or fighting each and every case, which may seem kind of feasible to giant creators, I guess. But for the most part, it's not. Leaving it all to be just yet another weird little trend that was so viral at the time, but now it can be summed up in a 10-minute YouTube video. Kinda crazy, huh? But what do you guys think? What was your favorite parody from back in the day? Or who was your favorite creator? You know I love interacting and reacting with you guys. And if you enjoyed the video, as always, make sure to like and subscribe so more of them pop up on your homepage. Maybe even watch a few more after this one. And yeah, anything really special, it's just how you look at it. Peace out.